hope is in you, Lord, in you, it's in you. I will praise you with all of my life. I will praise you with all of my strength, with all of my life, with all of my strength, with all of my hope is in you. My life is in you, Lord, my strength is in you, Lord, my hope is in you, Lord, it's you. My life is in you, Lord, my strength is in you, Lord, my hope is in you, Lord, in you, it's in you. My life is my life, is my hope, Lord, my hope is in you, in you, in you. My life is in you, Lord, my strength is in you, Lord, my hope is in you, Lord, in you, in you. I will praise you with all of my life. I will praise you with all of my strength, with all of my life, with all of my strength. All of my hope is in you. Acapella. My life is in you, Lord. My strength is in you, Lord. My hope is in you, Lord. In you, it's in you. My life is in you, Lord. My strength is in you, Lord. My hope is in you, Lord. In you, it's in you. My life is in you, Lord. My hope, my strength is in you. One more time. My life is in you, Lord. My strength is in you, Lord. My hope is in you, Lord. It's in you. 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 It's in us. Okay, everyone, I want you to say, hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. 2 weeks out of hip surgery, I'm back on my feet again. Yay! Thank you. So we welcome Edith Hike up.
Good morning, Unity on the River. I stand in the presence. Thank you. Let's give a hand for Jackie Woodside, who's going to be speaking today. I mean, not me. Everyone, welcome to Unity on the River. We are an inclusive spiritual community where we welcome all paths to God. Unity on the River is a center of celebration, transformation, inspiration, spirit-centeredness, oneness, and joy. Yeah. Please hold these truths in your heart as we say our mission and vision statements together. Our mission: we are a vibrant spiritual community that celebrates the presence in all and awakens humanity to its divinity. Our vision: centered in love, we joyously co-create a world of oneness, peace, and harmony. And our vision for a new spiritual leader. The spiritual leader of Unity on the River is a heart-centered, inspired teacher and mentor who lovingly embodies the highest and most joyful vision for Unity on the River and the world. We know that these visions are already established in divine mind. We pray that we, as a congregation, can embody these visions that we've set forth. We must be the vision we want to see. Now, I'd like to welcome anyone who's with us for the first time today. If you'd be so kind and raise your hand, we'd like to give you a welcome packet. Oh, wonderful. Well, we're all family. So let's turn around and wave to our streamers. Hi, everybody. We can stream our services on YouTube and Facebook every week, and the link can be found on our homepage on the website. Our Board of Trustees at Unity on the River works really hard to manage our organization. Would the members of the board please stand up and be acknowledged so we can recognize you? Thank you, Lynette, Brad, Phyllis, Sharon. Now today, after service, we have a new board member that's going to be voted in, Mike Paolini. Here he is. And I'm going to ask if everybody could just stay for not even 5 minutes to take the vote so he can be voted in before you go to hospitality downstairs. So that's right after the service. Please join us next week when our speaker will be the Reverend Martine Bernard on Palm Sunday. And I'd like to remind everyone, if you've not already done this, to join our connections directory by filling out the contact form on the home page of our website. This directory was created to enable all of us to stay in touch with each other. Amy Jocelyn will be teaching the Unity Basics class starting on April 14th for 3 consecutive weeks via Zoom in the evening from 6:45 p.m. to 8:15. This is really precise, and it's going to be a wonderful class, Unity Basics. The tuition is free, and the course completion is a requirement to become a voting member of our congregation. There's a link on the website to register for the class, and becoming a member of Unity is a great way to participate in our future. So next Sunday, April 13th, is our Palm Sunday service, as I mentioned, with Reverend Martine. Due to Passover, there will be no hospitality celebration next week here at the temple. Alternate ideas are being discussed to possibly move somewhere else after the service, so watch next week's newsletter for an announcement on that, so there won't be hospitality. April 20th will be our very special Easter service with our very own Jackie Woodside. Yay, again. And then again on Sunday, April 27th, there will be a Unity on the River Artist Market after service in the hospitality room. And now, as we usually greet each other with a namaste and say that we see the light and love in each other, since there seems to be some stomach bug going around, I'm going to ask that we just stand in place and greet each other with love in our eyes and prayer hands today, okay? So, thank you.
We have a special treat that our speaker today, our dear Jackie, brought in. It was written by the group Brahma Kumars. And Sister Jenna, she wrote this and generated it from her studio. It's all,
Don't say it.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, there you go.
Sky beyond skies.
Whisper all the secrets. You say it's just a play. You are the one, unchanging, the light that shows the way. You never take a birth. No time can make you fade. Beyond the earth, beyond the sky, His love will never change. We remember who we are. We shine, we are stars. We are souls playing out our roles in this eternal drama. Life goes on and on. A silent home far beyond. We go there at the end. No two souls are ever the same. That's why there's no one to blame. It's just a game that we play. It all belongs to you. Each spark a sacred flame. We remember who we are. We shine, we are stars. We are souls playing out our roles in this eternal drama. Life goes on and on. A silence home far beyond. Go there at the end. And when the night it's near its end, a cycle near complete, descend upon this earthly stage where all souls can meet. We remember who we are. We shine, we are stars. We are souls playing out our roles in this eternal drama. Life goes on and on. A silent home far beyond. We go there at the end. Travel to our silent home with you, my lovely friend. Now we know, now we see, our souls are free.
That was just, can you turn me down a little? I'm a little too loud even for myself. I'm a little too loud even for myself. How's that? Am I too loud still? Yeah, I think I am, yeah. Turn me down, bring it on down, bring it on down. That was awesome. So Brian, Meg, thank you, and Peter, all you guys, thank you so much for doing that. It's a friend of mine created that song. Her name is Sister Jenna, and she sent it to me before it was even released, and I asked Meg, like, can we do this? She's like, of course, for you, anything. Just walk around behind me saying that, will you? So here we are. Good morning, everybody. I am so glad to be back. I'm sorry that I was gone so long. You know, I'm part of the speaker rotation, but I don't think I've been here since like the end of January or something. Been traveling a lot, working on a couple of films. I went to Dubai, spent a week with a sheikh in the United Arab Emirates. That was beyond, just so beyond. It was really great. And it's lovely to be back here. And I'm so glad that you are here, because otherwise it's just not fun to be at church. Just not fun without you all. And I want to ask you this morning, so I'm really, really glad that you're here. I assume are you glad you're here? Yeah. It's awesome, right? Like, look around. This is the people that you drew to you. Yes, even that one. You drew them all to you. One person got that joke. Good, thank you, thank you. So I want to begin this morning inviting you into some reflection with me. What are you doing here anyway? Why'd you come? To see me. Thanks, David. It's fun to see me. What else? What are you doing here? It raises my spirit. To be in community. To be inspired. To sing, yeah, beautiful. To feed my soul, to celebrate the presence. It's awesome, isn't it? Well, how many of you, when you get up this morning, are just like, oh, it's Sunday, got to get in the shower, maybe. Got to get in the shower, got to get dressed, got to get to church, I'm going to go do church, and then I did that. What I want to ask you this morning, and what we're going to be looking at today, is to what degree you are engaged in creating your experience of life consciously. Like, I know you've consciously chosen to be a part of Unity on the River. Maybe some of you are still on the fence about that. Come on in. I invite you. The water's fine. But I've really been struck lately with how much the quality of our lives is determined by our capacity to consciously engage with it. Not just be a passive recipient of what's happening in life, which, you know, at times like what we're going through culturally and politically, it's easy to feel like life is just coming at us, life is being done to us. And I want us to leave here today with a greater sense of, it's not happening to me, it's happening for me. It's not happening to me, it's happening as me. My life is happening as me. So I'm just going to tell you a little story to get us warmed up. I was up in Beverly a few weeks ago, dropped off my son to hang out with his girlfriend for a couple of hours, and then we were going to hook up and go out to my favorite Indian restaurant in Beverly. It's so good. I can't think of the name of it right now, but there's a really good Indian restaurant in Beverly. What is it? Yes. How do you say it? Yeah, Anmol. Really, really good Indian restaurant. Anyway, I got distracted by my love of Indian food, obviously. So anyway, I dropped my son off with his girlfriend, and then I was going to go do a few things and meet them later on at the restaurant for dinner. So I pulled into a hotel parking lot because I had a couple meetings I had to do, of course, and it was like on a Friday afternoon. So I was on my phone, did a couple of meetings. I was there like an hour or whatever. And I was like, oh gosh, I got to get going. So I pull out of the parking lot, and it was one of those big circle drives in front of a conference center. And as I'm going around the circle drive, I look down at my screen to click off something on my little, car screens. They say, don't be distracted while you're driving. Yeah, don't put those screens in my car then. So I looked down, I clicked on something. I swear to God, it was just a second, and bam, I drove up over the curb. What the heck? I don't mean like I bumped the curb. I mean like there's a good thing there were no pedestrians on that curb. I went flying up over and came back down. Hey, my back tire went over it. Oh, this is not good. I know. I was so embarrassed. All right, can't even believe I'm telling this story. Anyway, so I go, and I'm a little worried, and I get a flash indicator that I have a tire problem. Well, I'm like, of course I have a tire problem, because I just ran over. But in all of my confidence and lack of wisdom, I decide I'm going to drive out of the hotel parking lot anyway. Sure enough, less than a mile down the road, bump, 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 bump. You know where this is going, right? So I'm like, okay, so I drive and get, where I can pull over in a safe enough spot. I get out of the car, it is freezing and the wind is whipping. And I look, and it's not flat, it's almost non-existent. So I'm like, okay, and I think to myself, I'm in a BMW. How many of you know what the next sentence is going to be? BMWs don't put spare tires in their cars. They give you these little pumps, this little pump. So I attach the little pump and I press the button and it does absolutely nothing because I didn't just flatten the tire, I blew that sucker right out. So I'm like, okay, so I get on my app, I get on my Geico app and I get on BMW, so whatever. Long story short, finally the tow truck guy arrives. I look to see this is where Geico is sending me. So I think, I better call just to check to make sure. So I call the tire shop or the auto place. Guy's like, oh, no, that kind of a BMW? Oh, no, that's a high-end sports tire. Oh, no, we don't have that. So now I'm being towed to a place. I'm an hour away from home. No one's around me. And now I'm being towed to a place that doesn't have the tire. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, well, I'm a little stuck here. I'm an hour away. And I teach a course called Living a Transcendent Life. And in that course, one of the things I teach is that there are two things that you have in life that are always a given. One is that you are going to have circumstances in life. Whether or not you have problems depends on the level of consciousness with which you greet the circumstance. Did you follow that? Yeah, so you're always going to have circumstances. I guarantee you, you are going to wake up into life and you are going to have circumstances. Whether or not you have a problem is determined by the level of consciousness with which you greet it. So you're always going to have circumstances, but you get to determine your experience. So the whole time that I'm sitting there, I keep reminding myself, I get to say what my experience is going to be. I get to determine what my experience is here. I can't change the circumstance. I've got a flat tire. I don't have a spare. The guy at the tire shop is saying he doesn't have my tire. I want to go have my favorite Indian dinner. I've been looking forward to this. I have a circumstance on my hands. And I went into that energy consciously. And instead of responding with like upset or stress or whatever, I just said to the guy, gosh, I'm really stuck here. I don't know what I'm going to do. And he says, hold on a second. I got a buddy who's got a tire shop down the street. Let me give him a call. And while he's on the phone with me, he picks up another phone, calls his buddy down the street, and sure enough, that guy's got my tire. Change the location on the tow truck. Tow truck takes me 15 minutes away. The guy fixes immediately when I get there, oh no, I'll take you right in. I know you've got to get going. My son and his girlfriend come over, they meet me at the shop. The tire gets done, $70, 45 minutes, I'm in and out. Yeah, it was a new tire. I know. Well, I changed it already. I wasn't. Yeah, I left that on there to get me home, but then I put on another high-end BMW tire. Anyway, so what's the point? What's the point? You are the conscious creator of your experience. I really want you to get this distinction between experience and circumstance. Circumstances you can't always control. Crap happens. Have you noticed? There's things happening in our world. There's things happening in our culture. There might be things happening in your job, in your family. My spouse works in D.C. She says, every time I get off the plane in D.C., I feel like I've gone into a different country. It's a totally different experience of life right now. So when you are not at the effect of your circumstances, you are not at the effect of your circumstances. You're at the effect of your consciousness about your circumstances. That's what I really want you to get. And you can be in charge of that. In fact, I would go so far as to say that is why you're here. You're here to be in charge of your consciousness about your circumstances, to grow in consciousness. Now look, I know that dealing with a flat tire on a cold New England day isn't exactly going to change the trajectory of my life, right? But changing consciousness, your ability to observe and change your consciousness, I promise you will. Your ability to consciously choose is your seat of power. But you have to be clear where you're choosing from. That's why I started today by saying, what are you doing here anyway? Why did you decide to come? Get clear on where you're choosing from. I don't know. Oh, when I had that experience, where were we at? Okay, good. When I had that experience with the BMW, I texted this picture to my assistant, Chris, and I was like, gosh, I can't believe, I had this experience. So put up the next slide. So I said this to her, "That's me in a tow truck, my Beamer peeking in on me." And when Chris said, I told her I'd had a flat fire, she's like, "Well, why are you smiling?" And I said, "Well, I can't change what's been done, so I might as well enjoy it." To which she said, "Indeed, preach." Living our truth, living our principles. Now, I don't know how many of you know Michael Beckwith or the backstory of Michael Beckwith. I'm sure many of you know who he is. He's a spiritual teacher, founded the Agape Church. He's an author, a well-known spiritual teacher. Well, I've had the opportunity to meet him. Yeah, there's Michael and I. That was us in LA. What is that between us? That is the weird. If I would have seen that before I sent that picture in, I would have done something to get it out. What is it, like a microphone or something? What is it? A big fan? Oh, it's a sideways fan. I don't think so. I don't know, whatever. I got distracted again. It is a sacred mystical object coming out of Michael Beckwith's ear. So bizarre. Anyway, so I met Michael in the fall. I'm working on a couple of films actually, called Your Money Vibe and The Frequency of Miracles. And I was fortunate enough to get Michael to say yes to be in these two films. This was on our film shoot set in LA. And I don't know how many of you know his backstory, but when Michael was in college, he was actually running drugs to make money to help pay for college. And he got to the point, because he was spiritually aligned, spiritually awakened, he got to the point where that just didn't work for him any longer. He really did not want to be selling drugs as a way to pay for college. So he made a vow to himself that he was going to, I'm just not doing this any longer. But bummer, he had one stash left that needed to be delivered. You can probably see where this is going, right? With his one stash, after he had made a vow to himself that he wasn't going to do this any longer, when he went to deliver his stash, he got busted. He got arrested, and he was taken to a holding cell in jail. And when he was in that holding cell, he said it was like he had a revelation, because he had already decided that he wasn't going to do that any longer. And he said it was like he had an awakening experience. And what he says about that is that I didn't change my life. I allowed life to change me when I aligned with a different vision of myself. I caught a new desire, and when I fulfilled that desire, my life changed. The invitation that I want you guys to look at today, the invitation before us, is that when you are clear about what you desire, what experience you want to have, how you want God to express through you, when you get clear about that, and then you live from that place, everything changes. You have the power right now, today, to change your experience of life. You may not be able to change all the circumstances of your life. I get that. There are a lot of circumstances happening in our world that I would like to change. Me and a few million people went out to engage in that yesterday. It was super, super fun. Your sacred flame is your desire. And consciously choosing to follow your desires, when you feel the Spirit rising within you, that call of Spirit, it's not always easy, is it? I remember when I was a full-time therapist, had a successful private practice, I was doing just fine, but I had that call of Spirit within me to be a teacher, to be a speaker, to go out, to make my voice heard. It was Shipley's fault, Shipley Allenson. Yeah, she delivered a service at Unity on the River from which she spoke from the Gnostic Gospel of Thomas. If you bring forth what is within you will save you. If you do not bring forth the desires, what is within you, it will destroy you. And I was like, damn, that's what's happening to me. And I knew in that moment, just like Michael Beckwith sitting in the holding cell, I knew in that moment, my life had to be lived by something else. See, you're not here to live in the comfort of your egoic safety net. Ego is always, you are neurologically and psychologically programmed to play it safe. I promise you. It is not easy. It is not comfortable to follow your sacred flame. Anybody? Been there? Made that hard choice? Been in the face of it? Yeah, Denise, face your own mortality. And instead of letting that crush you, he rose, created a whole beautiful new life out of that. It's an extraordinary story, extraordinary experience. We all have that power, because here's the truth. Desire is spirit knocking at your door. Now, I don't mean the desire for a pizza during the game this afternoon when you're watching the NCAA Final Four. That's what I'm going to be doing. I don't mean that kind of a desire. I mean that persistent desire of God wanting to express through and as you. And I don't know what it looks like. It's with your community, it's with your family, it's with the neighbor next door who needs your help, or it's with some movement, I don't know. But desire is spirit knocking at the door of your life, begging to be let in, begging to be expressed. And it's not always easy. It's not easy. Let's face it. It's not easy. It's not comfortable to feel that urge and be like, I don't know. I mean, what do you say to yourself when you feel that urge for self-expression and it's outside of your comfort zone? What do you say to yourself? I can't do it. I'm not good enough. Yeah, right? What else? What? Yeah, but. Well, that could be, that would be maybe. What will they think of me? What if I fail? What am I going to do? It is your sacred calling. And you all have it. Now, you've probably, maybe you're at a place in life that you don't pay attention to it any longer. I want to wake you up and ask you, how is God wanting to express through and as you right here, right now? This week, we had an extraordinary example of this topic, a historic example of this topic, when Cory Booker took that sacred flame of desire and said, "What is mine to do?" He honored his desire to do something, and when asked why he did it, he said, "Because this is an extraordinary hour that called for extraordinary measures. I had to do something beyond the pale. My constituents demanded it of me, and I knew I had to do something. I love this country. I love my constituents." Do you hear the congruence in that? These were his values. These were what he chose to do. And if any of you missed it, I can't imagine how you did, in the news this week, he spoke for 25 hours and 4 minutes nonstop without sitting down, without taking a break. Any break. No break whatsoever. No breaks. How he prepared. So it's not always easy. It's not easy. It's not comfortable to follow the call of Spirit. To prepare for that, he stopped eating 2 days before he took the floor. He stopped drinking liquids 1 day before he took the floor. So he had not eaten anything or drank anything for 3 days for food, 2 days for water. So devotion and living your sacred flame isn't just about, I went to that workshop and I'm so inspired. And then you go home and maybe that was a good idea. That's called metaphysal, by the way. It's metaphysal. That was so good. Your sacred flame won't let go of you. It will keep showing up because you need to keep showing up. Jim McQuaid, you retired last week. That doesn't mean you're done, my friend. Find your next sacred expression. Shipley Allenson, you may have retired from ministry, but how is God calling you to speak, to be present, to love, to give, to serve? Your sacred flame. When Cory Booker did what he did it for 25 hours. That means that 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Do you know, most of the time of those 25 hours, he was speaking to a nearly empty room. And still he spoke. He continued to do that. Because what he knew, and what I want you to take away today, is that when you honor that sacred flame within you and you take action, what you're actually doing, it's so distracting. All right, good. All right, I'm going to come back to it. I'll say it again. When you honor that sacred flame within you, and you take action according to it, and you allow yourself that self-expression, do you know what you're actually doing? You're honoring yourself as God more fully. You're honoring God. Your self-expression, how you're being in the world, you're honoring God. And when you do that, go back to my experience with the BMW. Oh, sorry, lady, I don't have a tire. Now look, that dude could have hung up the phone. It was not his problem. What had him say, oh, hold on, poor lady who's stranded in a cold New England day. I got a buddy down the road. What had him do that? God. What had God expressed through that way? My consciousness. My willingness and ability to say, this too is good, this too is God, and I demand to know the blessing. Thank you, Shipley. So what Cory Booker did this week was extraordinary. What you're doing in your life is also extraordinary. And if you're listening to me right now say that and you're like, no, it's not, then wake up. If you're not inspired by yourself, if you're not inspired by the way that you're living your life, if you're not inspired by who you're being, then there's room for conscious growth. There's room for more God self to be brought forth. You know, Cory Booker wasn't the first time we saw that kind of an extraordinary action. Let's go all the way back 95 years ago, 1930. Mahatma Gandhi, same thing, felt that sacred flame, felt that desire, loved his people, stood for freedom and dignity and justice for the Indian people. The 1930 Salt March, where he walked hundreds, if not thousands of people, 250 miles to the ocean to break the law. It was against the law for Indian people to make their own salt because it kept them dependent on British money and British services, on the British. And he said, no, that's wrong. We have the right to dignity. We have the right to self-reliance. We have the right to be our own people. He encouraged people to make their own fabrics on a spinning wheel so that they didn't have to depend on the British for their clothing. Simple, simple acts. He didn't force change. He was never violent, as you know. It wasn't a nonviolent action. He didn't force change. What did he do? He embodied it. He was it. He was the change that he was seeking. You cannot always determine the circumstances of your life. Life's going to happen. Things are happening around us that some of us really are upset and concerned about. The question isn't about your circumstances. The question for you to dive into is, what experience do I want to have? How can I create this experience in a way that lifts me up, that lifts up other people? How can I use this experience to show my God self, like me smiling when my car is being towed to the tow place, texting my assistant, being super sweet with the guy who was driving me there, me and my dog in the tow truck. So what did we see today? With me and my BMW, I changed a moment. The guy picked up the phone and called his buddy, and my car got handled and resolved, and I got my favorite dinner. I changed a moment. Michael Beckwith, opening to the call of Spirit rising within him while he sat in a jail cell, he changed a life. Changed the trajectory of his life from ending up going down that tunnel of yet another black man imprisoned for drug running. He changed his life by opening up to that sacred desire and following it. Cory Booker changed the course of history in America. He set a record of the longest speech ever given on the Senate floor, and I believe he sparked a movement. I don't think there would have been as many millions of people out there marching yesterday if he didn't do what he did this week. People saw him, and they said, if he can do that, I can do something. And in fact, his message was, do something. So I changed a moment. Beckwith changed a life. Booker changed history. Gandhi changed a nation. Changed the trajectory of a nation's people. Changed the course of history. All with one thread. They felt that sacred flame. They honored that sacred flame within them as divine, as holy. Your desires, those persistent desires, are not born of this world. They're not born of your psychology. In fact, your psychology will say, no, hold on. wait a minute. Those desires are born of spirit. And it is your sacred duty to do everything you can to bring them into fruition, to honor that sacred flame and live it boldly. What that requires is trust and devotion to something bigger than the comfort of your egoic self. It's not easy. Cory Booker showed us that. Gandhi showed us that. Hundreds of people walking 250 miles to break the law. It's not easy, it's not comfortable. But when you align with your sacred flame and you actually design your life to fulfill on it, everything changes. Not just everything in you, everything around you changes. Miracles occur. Things happen that weren't going to happen otherwise. So what I want to ask you today is, where is Spirit calling you for more? Deeper. Maybe it's as simple as, I've been saying I was going to start that meditation practice. Maybe that's your call. Maybe it's, I've been wanting to serve on the board at Unity. Maybe that's your call. I don't know what it is for you, but I know that you have it because you're here. God has given you your life. Your opportunity is to give your life back to God and to live the power of your sacred flame. I'm going to take these thoughts now into some time of silent reflection and meditation.
Take a breath. My every desire is to live the light you shine as me, as you. Fill me, fill me, fill me. My every desire is to live the light you shine as me, as you.
Take a moment now in this quiet space. Allow yourself to feel the energy. Go ahead and close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so, closing your outer eyes so that your inner eyes may awaken. Let's begin this time of meditation by taking a deep cleansing breath. Letting go of anything that you brought with you today that doesn't serve you, or perhaps letting go of any fear, stress, or worry that you feel as you think about engaging in your sacred desire. Take another deep cleansing breath and release. Knowing that you have been brought here today by divine appointment. You are hearing this message because God is calling you to the one sacred expression that your life was ordained for. The one sacred expression to know yourself and to express yourself as your God self. United in heart, mind, soul, and body with the highest energy of life itself, with the highest energy of God. We're in this holy time of the year. Next week is Palm Sunday. Easter is coming. It's a holy time that we prepare for the death of the ego and the resurrection of the Spirit of God within us. That is why you are here. She who is most rich is she who pursues just one desire, to know God more fully. He who is most brave is he who knows just one desire, the courage to build and design a life centered around knowing yourself as God more fully, subjugating the ego, strengthening the spirit within in every thought, every deed, every expression. So as we go into a time of silent meditation, I invite you now to open your heart chakra, open your third eye, and ask God for clarity. What is mine to do? Or if you have that clarity and you know you just haven't been taking action, use this time to infill your heart and mind with the courage of the Christ consciousness, the strength of Christ consciousness, the truth of who you are. So in this time of silent reflection, I invite you to call upon Spirit for clarity, for action, for courage, for strength. Let's take this now into some time of silent meditation. May you listen to and honor that still small voice rising within you, the voice of God guiding and directing you, will never leave you, will always be the center of your sacred flame. And so it is.
My every desire is to be the light that shines as me as you. Fill me, fill me, fill me. My every desire is to live the light you shine as me as you. Fill me, fill me, fill me with your love.
I can just use one of the other mics.
My every desire is to live the light you shine as me as you. Fill me, fill me, fill me, fill me, fill me with love. And so it is. And we send birthday wishes today to Lynn Taylor. Hi, Lynn. I know she's watching. And we're thinking of all those that may need extra prayers. So let's just send some extra prayers to anyone who may need them right now, raising your consciousness to anyone you want to send this vibration of filling the love of God right into their hearts and souls to free them from any discomfort or pain. We see it. It is done. Thank you, thank you. And taking another breath, and we think of this abundance we have in spirit in our beautiful community and how prosperous we are. So as we think about that, we take our tithes and offerings, our prosperity celebration, to give that we might receive the grace of God tenfold, 1,000 times more. So we'll say the blessing of the tithes and offerings. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I got everything that I need to be happy. I got love, I got laughter, I got what's left of my sanity. I got John on piano and Jackie in my ear. I got all the love and kindness that comes from being here. We've got everything that we need to be happy. Oh, we got nothing if we don't have ourselves. And if we're not grateful for all God's graces, what good is money? What good is wealth? We've got everything that we need to be happy. We've got food, we've got friends, we've got our community. Yeah, yeah. We got the birds in the morning and the sweet blue sky. We got our hearts singing songs. My, oh my, we've got everything that we need. We got everything that we need. We got everything that we need to be happy. Do 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 do.
We have everything we need, and we say thank you, God, for these gifts that have been brought and the hands and the hearts that have brought them. Thank you for the love in this community. Thank you for those who are here of service, and thank you that these gifts, we know and affirm, will go out and expand the consciousness, expand the love, expand the unity, celebrating the presence, and awaken humanity to its divinity from this center and onward. And so it is. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
When we think of our children and all the desires to play, to live, to have clean air and beautiful, the fresh water, and we just see you, our beloved children. We see you shining, bringing your desires, your hopes forward to live the life that you were born to live, free, open, heart-centered, and gloriously yourself in everything you do. And so it is. And so it is. We want to also, at this time, it takes all of us to make this happen. We're in this beautiful synagogue. We set up every morning, and it takes, we make our church in a box become a brilliant center of light. Isn't it amazing what we do here every week? Let's say that. Let's feel that. So we want to thank our ushers and our greeters and our hospitality. Yes, yes, yes. Our sound people and our facilitator, and of course our beloved band. Yes, yes. And we have Brian Dozer. Look at him. Just look at him. We're so grateful. Oh, and I also wanted to remind you, we have a community meeting right after service. We're not even going to have the big special after service song. We're going to go right out after we say our prayer of protection and benediction. So just stay seated for 5 minutes, okay? Well,
it's good to be back. I've been gone for a few weeks. It's good to see everybody. I had to suffer in warmer weather. It was awful. Yeah. And this is a song, Meg asked me to sing this, and I realized that I loved Cat Stevens growing up. He was my favorite. Some people say like the growl in my voice reminds them of Cat Stevens occasionally, but I realized I'd never charted out the song, which means I've never sung it, so I'm really happy to do it today. And it's from one of my favorite crazy 1970s movies, too. So.
Harold and Maude.
We're supposed to guess that's the trivia part.
So let's sing out, okay? Everybody join in, okay?
If you want to sing out, sing out. And if you want to be free, be free. There's a million things to be. You know that there are. And if you want to live high, live high. And if you want to live low, live low. There's a million ways to go. You know that there are. You can do what you want. The opportunity's on. And if you find a new way, you can do it today. You can make it all true, and you can make it undo. You see, it's easy. You only need to be. If you want to say yes, say yes. And if you want to say no, say no. 'Cause there's a million ways to go. You know that there are. And if you want to be me, be me. And if you want to be you, be you. There's a million things to do. You know that there are. You can do what you want. The opportunity's on. And if you find a new way, you can do it today. You can make it all true, or you can make it undo. You see, it's easy. You only need to know.
Everybody now.
If you want to sing out, sing out. And if you want to be free, be free. There's a million things to be. You know that there are, you know that there are, you know that there are, you know that there are.
Yeah. Woo! Well, let's join hands or elbows, however you feel comfortable, and sing our peace song. It's all up to us. Peace is here if we want it.
Let there be peace on earth, let it begin with me. On earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me, let this be the moment now. this be my joyous vow. Take each moment and live each moment, peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
We know and affirm that we leave this day being our highest self, being our God self, feeling that sacred flame and honoring it with all we have, all we do, and all that we are. The light of God surrounds us.
We are the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
We are the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
We are the power of God.
The presence of God watches over us.
We are the presence of God.
Wherever we are, God is, and all is well, and we are richly blessed.
And so it is. So those of you who can stay, please stay for a few minutes while we bring up our next board member. Here, we welcome Brad Fanger, our board president. Let's give him a hand.
Thank you. So we're going to make this quick. If we can get the slides up. So welcome streamers. You're included in this. Want to be sure you know that. We're monitoring the chat. So what we're going to do is we're supposed to have 8 people on the board. We have 7 right now. So we're going to vote on an 8th. And the next slide shows what is required for a board member. That's not right. Okay, if we keep on going through that, it's actually there. It's probably 5 or 6 slides down. Looks like maybe I got the wrong one.
It's the last one it said, sorry.
Yeah. So that's it. Okay. So we'll skip that part. What we need to do is make sure that we have 25 members present. So if you're a member, if you could raise your hand, and if someone could help me count, and also count online. If you're online, say in the chat that you're a member.
We got 3.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 25.
Okay, wonderful. In that case, Mike, you want to come up and just say a few words? So Mike has been nominated by the committee to be our next board member.
I'd like to thank the Academy. I've always wanted to say that once. So I stand in the perspiration. I'm sorry. I've been coming to Unity since like 2012, I should say. And I remember getting there late all the time, and I would get like the last seat in the back. And it was so full, like you would try to find like the last seat in the place. And it's so funny, over the years I've been, moving up as you go, and you wind up coming up here. That's what happens eventually. And, the church was really busy, and it was full of things. There were things going on all week. And I want that vision to happen again. It's been like 5 years that we've sort of like recovered from being, just barely breathing oxygen through COVID. And then the whole church came back together. And, I was researching it. Most small churches only have 50 to 70 members. We're doing pretty well. But we need to grow. We need younger people. We need to market. We need everybody in Newburyport and the Amesbury area to know this church exists, because there is really a demand for people to come here. It really is a unique place. Yes. And and we need to, align, not divide. And people who have so many ideas, there are so many people in here that have run successful businesses and know what they're doing. They've run nonprofits. They know what to do. So we can resource all them. So one thing I want to do if I'm on the board is I want to, really talk to everybody and pull them in and try to get more and more and more ideas. Really think outside the box so that we can really go somewhere different. And, having a new minister coming in, hopefully very soon, I think will really help because, we need, leadership and we need to go to a new level. So I think all that will be really wonderful. My background, I've been a senior vice president of 2 corporations. And raising children, alone, I had 50-50 custody of children. I moved to healthcare, and I learned a lot, becoming a dementia specialist. I have a private practice. I do family mediation. I'm a guardian ad litem in the courts. I'm actually even a superior court guardian ad litem. So, I can do murder trials. I can do everything. So I really can evaluate people. So hopefully there's no murderers in here, but I think that. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about being a leader in the past, and I'm looking forward to it. And I just want to leave you with a quick note. There was a Unity minister who didn't want to do a sermon one day. He wanted to golf, and so he called in sick, so they didn't have a sermon that day. He went 3 towns over to make sure he could golf, so no one knew he was golfing. His first shot, for the first time ever, he got a hole-in-one. He couldn't believe it. And so one of the angels looked at the Lord and said, "Why would you let him get a hole-in-one after what he did? He didn't go to church." And the Lord said, "Who's he going to tell?"
Thank you. So all in favor of electing Mike Paulino to the board, raise your hand. That looks like a clear majority. Anyone opposed? All right, then unanimous. You're elected. Thank you.
Let's go eat.